I just picked up this pair of Shimano SLX brakes off Aliexpress for a killer deal. Now that I'm getting faster as a rider, I need brakes that have a little bit more stopping power so that way I can have more confidence in my bike. Currently on my bike I have the Shimano M200 brakes, which are pretty good being that they're the entry-level Shimano hydraulic brakes. I picked up this set for $131. I did go ahead and buy the upgraded brake pads, and I spent a little bit extra on the DHL shipping. And the shipping came so fast. It was about 2 weeks compared to the regular 1 month that you get from the standard shipping on AliExpress. And on top of that, they charged sales tax, which was kind of weird, which put my total at $168 for this brake set. You can pick up this same brake set off Amazon for $210 plus sales tax, which will put you right at about $230. So buying these off AliExpress saved me $60, and I believe that these are 100% authentic. Before we get swapping out parts, I'm gonna go ahead and get a baseline test to see how long it takes the Shimano M200 brakes to stop me on the trail and also on asphalt. Well, I was just about to get my baseline test and I took one hard pedal and snapped this box chain. If you see my past videos, you'll know that I'm just not a fan of box, and guess I gotta go find a chain now. All right, I'm back in action. Picked up myself a Shimano chain that's actually reliable. I'm gonna be going 17 miles an hour approximately right at this line that I marked out. All right, so at 17 miles an hour, it stopped in 17.5 feet. So let's go ahead and go up to the hill and see what it's like on dirt. Okay, so I'm gonna start right here at this orange line, and I'm gonna coast downhill until I hit this cactus, and then I'm gonna slam on my brakes and we're gonna see how long it takes me to stop. All right, here we go. So I stopped in 42 feet from the cactus back there on this particular downhill. I may have feathered my brakes just a little bit off the start, but I don't think it'll affect me that much. So let's go ahead and go downhill and let's go ahead and swap out these brakes. But one quick thing before we do that. I have a goal of hitting 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. 85% of the watch time on my channel is from people who aren't subscribed. So let's go ahead and change that and let's get me to 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. Now let's go ahead and go downhill. Now that both brakes are off the bike, let's go ahead and get them weighed. Since I am doing this here in the parking lot of the trail, I'm pretty happy that the Shimano SLX brakes came pre-bled. The Shimano M200 brake set weighs 19.5 ounces or 552 grams. Well, the Shimano SLX brake set weighs 19.4 ounces, which is pretty much identical, or 548 grams. I didn't really expect that, seeing how this brake set is touted as the super light. These brakes are 2 pistons, just as the M200 brakes are. So let's go ahead and install these things. So one thing I want to talk about real quick are the brake pads that I chose for the Shimano SLX brake set. There's 3 options. One is resin pads, the second is resin pads with the Shimano ice system, and the third is the Shimano metallic pads with the ice system. And what the ice system is, it's basically a heat radiator to make sure the brakes don't overheat under hard braking conditions. And the reason why I chose resin pads is because they have a softer feel and the bite isn't so harsh. The metallic pads are more for wet conditions and for people who like that instantaneous bite, that hard bite of the brakes. Resin pads are notoriously much quieter than the metallic pads. All right, well, now that I got my cockpit all straightened up And these levers have some pretty cool adjustments. It's really easy to just make a slight little adjustment, and you could even do that while riding. Since this rear brake line is so long, I just threw a zip tie on here, and that'll get me through the day until I actually get a bleed kit and a shortening kit. And one thing I really like about these levers is that it has a little stop block right here, and you can actually fit your dropper lever and your shifter underneath that little dropper. It really cooperates with the other levers here on the bars. Also, the levers themselves feel great. They are smaller than the Shimano M200s. It's made for one finger braking. So now I'm just gonna ride around the parking lot with my brakes slightly on to embed the brake pads, and then we're gonna go ahead and do those baseline tests. So it was a little less than 15 feet, which stopped 2 feet sooner than the Shimano M200s. Now I'm really pumped to go up on the hill and see how it works out. I'm thinking it's gonna be 5 feet or more. All right, here I go, dropping in. All right, I was correct. It took me exactly 37 feet to stop from that cactus back there. And that's exactly 5 feet less than the Shimano M200 brakes. These brakes are a great deal. I'll put the total on the screen for you right here if you were to buy the SLX brakes without the upgraded pads and without the upgraded shipping. Overall, these brakes are amazing. So now there's only one thing left to do, and that's to go shred the rest of these trails. Thanks for watching. See you on the next one.